There is something that you mentioned to me earlier, that at some point in this process,
Yeah.
you found out where he'd been living.
Yeah.
Could you explain to the viewers and listeners what happened there?
On the way back from the Sark, I got dropped home to grab some stuff, as I informed them that I wanted to stay with my friend that night, and they said that they would drop me there. So they dropped me to my friend's house, sent me off there, knew exactly where I was staying, and then I found out that when he was, I believe when he was put on bail and placed in housing, they placed him a few doors down from where she lived, which they knew that I was there because they dropped me there, and they knew I did dance there. They knew I was in the area all the time, and that is where they placed him a few doors down.
So you have just gone to a sexual assault clinic. You've had whatever examinations they've done there, and the police themselves dropped you back at a property.
Yeah.
So they knew where you'd been dropped at.
Yeah.
And then you find out that presumably around the same time, maybe actually 24 hours, 48 hours after that, they had also dropped him off. How close are we talking?
We're talking a few houses down the road, yeah.
And they didn't tell you this?
No. I was not informed. Apparently I wasn't allowed to know, but I believe if you've put me in that situation, because they came out afterwards and said, oh, we were so worried about you, knowing that you was always in that area. And I'm thinking, why did you do it then? Why did you place him there and didn't even inform me? It was only until after he was put on remand in prison that we found out that that is where he was staying, and I was never informed. So I was walking around, I was probably walking past the house, you know, multiple times a week. He could have seen me, I could have seen him and not even known, because I still didn't know what he looked like, and I was never informed. I was completely clueless.
So he will have probably known what you looked like. You had no idea at this point what he looked like. And for what could be a period of weeks or months, you are in the vicinity of this man, any time of the day, any time of night. How does that make you feel, knowing that now that you were in that situation unknowingly for a long period of time?
I just feel so let down. You know, the police are the ones that are there to protect you and keep you safe, and then you've went and put me in a situation where I am probably most unsafe. You know, you didn't think about my safety. I believe they were so worried about housing him that they did not acknowledge my safety whatsoever, when in the actual end of it, I am the victim and I'm the one that has been attacked, and you put me in a situation where he could have possibly done it again. You know, luckily he didn't, but you've put me in a situation with my attacker a few doors away in the exact same area, knowing what has happened, without informing me. It made me feel just so let down, and worried for what could have happened. Yeah.